What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan from HappyTrader.io, CEO and head quant. It is Wednesday, December 6th. We're heading into the holiday, and I want to do a quick back test on Bitcoin. This one has been in strong demand. This is going to be the Bitcoin futures as traded through the CME. So this is a regulated product. So a lot of folks talk about, regulation and, stuff like that, right? So, through the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, that would be where you trade your ESs and your NQs and now your Bitcoin and your Ethereum contracts. So these are fully regulated contracts. We are starting to move toward Bitcoin related ETFs and such. We'll see how all of that goes. But for now, we do have a full year that we're able to look at of these CME Bitcoin futures using happytrader.io. So the first thing we're going to do is just kind of strip away everything that we see here, and we can just see that there's a kind of sideways Bitcoin scenario happening right now. If we go out to the 45-minute chart, and we're going to do some back testing on different time frames to make sure that you're seeing exactly what's going on, but you can see that if, we have a slow drift up, and then we're starting to get a little bit of a sell off as we head towards the end of the year. So the first thing I want to do is go to our 5-minute chart, and I do want to load up our indicator. It's proprietary. It's happytrader.io, Sentiment AI with the Lumitrend. You can get it at happytrader.io. And what it'll do is it turns a market that is unreadable into a market that is now super readable. And we are able to see kind of what's going on with the market. Now, you can see these uptrend and downtrend signals. Now, with something volatile like Bitcoin, you're probably going to want to do a little more like a 45-minute chart, not necessarily a 5-minute chart, because you have all those moves. So if we switch out to a more macro trend, like a 45-minute chart, and we just kind of squeeze the chart in a little bit, you can see that we have more manageable uptrend and downtrend signals. If you go to a time frame like the 5-minute on a really volatile asset and you see too many signals, and you're not getting the big, larger picture of trend, as you can see, we are, this is a buy the dip type market. We're kind of downtrending, we're flattening out, which is something I talk about with our Illuma trend. When this flattens out, it demonstrates a weaker trend, and then we're getting our uptrend signals, our buy signal, our Illuma trend, and we're getting some sort of move to the upside. And even if it does retrace, we're getting a downtrend signal. So we, obviously for this back test, we just want to trade our signals, right? So we have two options. We can go long only, and you can see that if we go long only, it's going to buy whenever we get an uptrend signal. And the way we get those signals is just by adding alerts for these signals. And all we have to do is select these two alerts for the buy and the sell, and then these two alerts for your trend. And that's going to be how you set your alert. You get those right on your app, on your phone, computer, wherever you're trading. And when you get an alert, it's going to be a trading signal that we're going to be back testing for. So right now, we're going to do the long only back test for 2023 year to date. And we're going to use TradingView's built-in back tester. Now, our indicator, just to be clear, is premium. You do have to subscribe at happytrader.io. But it is forward looking, where most, if not all, other indicators are lagging. So, what our indicator aims to do, and especially proves to do in backtesting, is that with any ticker, any time frame, any type of backtest that we've run is come out solid, right? So we do get certain sideways securities where a long and short, or a long only, or even a short only backtest isn't going to pan out well, because the security is just moving so sideways. But on something like Bitcoin, or something that has movement, let's think Tesla, Bitcoin, anything with a higher implied volatility, we're going to do a lot better than something going sideways. But let's see just how well we've done. So we're just going to buy. This backtest is going to take year to date 2023. We're going to buy the AI signal and then just close that very same order on the downtrend. So this is kind of like the lazy man's or lazy woman's trading. And this is, something where you don't have to trade this way. This isn't how we are training you to trade. This is just a back test showing the most rudimentary, going from one signal to the next, one signal to the next, opening a trade, closing a trade, opening a trade, closing a trade. So super rudimentary and basic, but a lot of traders will take profit, on a ripper like this, and they get from this signal up to here, right? So that's just something to be mindful of. So let's get into the back test. We'll do it on the 45-minute chart. We want to toggle deep back testing on and off. This is going to provide our time back testing. Some parameters we want to set here. We're looking at the wrong parameters. So we're going to do a small account size. We're going to do $1,000 starting. We're going to do one futures contract and no pyramiding orders and see what that comes out. And pyramiding orders just means entering the same side of the trade. So if we have an uptrend signal and then we had another uptrend signal, we would add another order. We're not going to do that. So we're just going to do the $1,000 account, one contract, which is the smallest size that you can go on the Bitcoin CME futures. And that does control a huge notional value. This is leveraged. So you're going to see some different types of numbers. Now, for our date range, than just holding coins. For our date range, we are going to set just year to date. We're going to make sure that we adjust this all the way up to the 6th. So this will be absolutely year to date, and we will generate and see kind of what we're looking at. So let's close this little sucker out. Oh, it's not going to let us just yet. There it goes. So what we're looking at here is off of that $1,000 using one contract throughout the entire year on the 45-minute chart on Bitcoin CME futures, so BTC. We actually did not have a drawdown. So a lot of times with these back tests, we do have drawdowns. This one, the equity curve went pretty much straight up, right? So this is pretty cool stuff. Now, let's go over some of the metrics. So we can see that the equity curve is in the green the whole year, but we weren't without our drawdowns, right? We had a significant drawdown here. We had a peak kind of here and another big drawdown into this trough area here, but our head was still above water the entire time. That is definitely important. A lot of times you will go a little chop, so you may want to add a couple extra $1,000 in margin just to avoid a margin call and just having to top off your account. But this would be a small account example of what you would have done if you had happytrader.io and traded Bitcoin 75 trades over the course of the entire year, which is very, very easy. And you can see the average number of those 45-minute bars in the trade, 51 45-minute bars. So that's a really nice, I don't want to say hands off, but a really good way to make some cash. And so we'll focus here. You can see the net profit. We can go to the performance summary. You can see the net profit is going to be accumulated by taking and calculated by taking gross profit versus gross loss to get your net profit. We did really well on this back test. For context, like I say in like all of my other videos, and I'm really sorry to say this all the time, but I want to highlight the value of our indicator happytrader.io. So our net profit 4,612.5% or $46,000 on one contract, no drawdown. I mean, that's pretty hard to beat. I think the best hedge funds in the USA or in the world are doing 60%, per annum, and you can clearly see that even trading really small, that's like 46xing your cash, right? So pretty cool. You can also see the full list of trades, the entries here. Something of note, you can see that the white are the profit trades here and the red are the drawdown trades. And you can see some of these numbers look a little bit scary. And I'm going to explain that right now. So you can see our percent profitable. We're only winning about 1 out of 3 trades. So if we go back to that list of trades, you can see that if we start at the top, you can see, bang, we had a huge runner, a $28,000 runner, and we had a lot of, 3,000 winners, then 4,000 losers, 6,000 loser, then 5,000 winner. You get the point. But over time, if you go back to this average trade here, this is going to represent what we did across these 75 trades on average across all of the trades. So just be mindful of your position size. If these numbers and these drawdowns are something that you wouldn't be able to stomach, especially 2 in a row, 3 in a row, that with a 1 out of 3, 30% win rate, the key here is that our winners dramatically outsize our losers. So over time, we're profitable, and this is a positive expectancy, well above what a buy and hold equity would produce. So just be mindful to trade smaller contracts like micro contracts, which tend to be 1/10 the size. If these numbers, kind of mess with you, you could do $62 instead of $625 by trading micros if they are available through your brokerage, through a clearinghouse that is covered by your brokerage. So you can see that it's just a nice performance summary, and you just can't really argue with this back test on the 45-minute chart. And if we switch to, let's go out even to the 1 hour chart, let's see what we had there. Um, Pretty much the same thing, 4,200%. Let's see if we can find a bad back test. Let's go down to the 30-minute and generate that report. Looks like the 30-minute did even better, which is remarkable. And the drawdown was, those big caverns that we had on the 45-minute weren't present on the 30 minutes. So this is why you can use things like back testing. I will be trying to make back testing fully available with a subscription, and we're working on the ins and outs of that now. But you can see a little bit of a drawdown here. We actually did hit maybe like $100 of a drawdown or whatever there. Maybe not even. Yeah, about $158 it looks like. And then we were just off to the races. We still had about that 1 out of 3 win rate. And max drawdown, we did have, it's to be expected. There's no free lunch, but we did have, when it comes to trading, we did have 99 closed trades, and that's pretty solid. So let's look at the 15-minute chart, and we can see we did even better. And that's actually a nicer looking equity graph, I would say, because we were kind of flat instead of cutting out these big caverns. And these drawdowns weren't obscenely difficult. And we had basically essentially no drawdown. We had a very, very minute drawdown in the very beginning there. And you can see that as you go down in time frame, your total closed trades for the year are going to, go up, obviously. What I do like about this particular back test, and this would attract me to trading this time frame, is the drawdown. So 37% drawdown, and that average trade expectancy really, really high. So awesome, right? Perfect. So I'd say for this back test, clearly 10,000% is fantastic. You can see the list of trades. You can see these really crazy winners, and then small losers, and then just winner after winner, and you get your occasional small winner, and then your loser there, and then of course another outsized winner. And that's how, if folks talk about win rate doesn't matter, where your overall expectancy does matter, right? You'd rather be, yeah, it's okay if you're only winning 1 out of 3 trades. If your average trade that you're making over 196 trades for the year is $544. That's a lot of money for one contract, right? So that was the back test year to date using happytrader.io. We'll go ahead and turn off the back tests. We will hide these, and that was the long only back test. And you can see that we did quite well there. And if let's just go ahead and move this chart a little bit and refresh it, and we'll go down to the 5-minute chart and get our price back, and we are all the way up here. So with that being said, just wanted to kind of stretch out the indicator, show you something on the 5-minute chart. Actually, we'll go out to the 15 because that was the one that did the best for us. As you can see on the 15-minute chart, you can really only see when things are going up or down kind of after they've done it. And if we just toggle on our, Happy Trader Illumitrend Sentiment AI indicator available at happytrader.io, you get a much better picture on what's kind of happening under the hood of the market. So that should cover it. Again, this is Ryan, CEO and head quant here at Happy Trader. Have a great day and happy trading.